2025 Genesis GV80. The beginning GV80's attention-capturing plan makes a articulation indeed when it stopped. A previous 10 Best Grand Champ, this advanced SUV conveys extravagance with one additional that its rivals at Porsche and BMW essentially do not offer: a marvelously sweet beginning cost. A 2.5-liter, 304 HP turbocharged four-cylinder is standard, but can as it were be had with 2 columns of seats. The distant more energizing 380 HP twin-turbo V6 empowers including a third push and the capacity to hold up to 7 travelers. All GV80s utilize an 8-speed programmed and all-wheel drive. The GV80's innards are extravagant in fact, beginning with heated and cooled seats for front and raised travelers, and going as distant as warmed armrests and a ride that's close noiseless indeed at interstate speeds. The beginning GV80 gets overhauled for 2025 with a few significant and unused hardware. For starters, the twin-turbocharged V6 picks up 5 drive, presently creating 380 horses and 390 pound-feet of torque. The turbocharged inline-4 returns for 2024 with somewhat more oomph, presently creating 304 drive for base-level GV80s. A sportier GV80 Roadster moreover joins the lineup as a 2025 demonstrate year expansion, but we survey that independently. The GV80 wears a modern grille and what the company calls small-scale focal point cluster headlamps from the G90 car, in spite of the fact that their distinctive plan does take a minute or two to spot. There are unused wheel plans, including a 20-inch multi-spoke unit and a 22-inch choice. Store green, which is advertised in gleaming or matte, could be a modern color for 2025. On the interior, the GV80's gauge cluster and infotainment show are presently mutually displayed on an enormous 27.0-inch wide touchscreen. Beginning includes 3 modern inside shades for 2025, soil brown, Bordeaux brown, and ice sheet white. All GV80s come bearing abundant standard highlights counting route, a 27.0-inch infotainment touchscreen, warmed front seats, wireless charging, and a control liftgate. There's no destitute choice here. We're enormous fans of the additional control given by the twin-turbo 3.5-liter V6, which costs approximately $8,000 over the base 2.5T demonstrate. We'd too take the glory trim that updates to Napa calfskin seating, movable raised seats with warmed and cooled pads, and 22-inch wheels. This midsize extravagance hybrid has the same underpinnings as the G80 car and comes standard with all-wheel drive. The motor choices begin with a 304 HP turbocharged 2.5-liter 4-cylinder and raised to a 380 HP twin-turbo 3.5-liter V6. We've already hustled a turbo 4 to 60 miles per hour in 6.1 seconds on our test track. The V6 twin-turbo demonstrate cut that time to a brisk 5.3 seconds. The most recent changes include as it were a smidge of control to both motors, so we anticipate essentially no alter to the 2025 GV80's execution. Nor do we expect any changes to the GV80's amazing ride and dealing with. Without a question, Genesis endeavors to create an expansive 3-row feel athletic in corners are a victory. Indeed, at throughway cruising speeds over worn-out Michigan roadways it conveys a brilliantly calm ride. Buyers looking for more thrills seem consider a Porsche Cayenne or an Audi SQ8, be that as it may. The beginning GV80 features a most extreme towing capacity of 6,000 pounds, which beats the Volvo XC90's 5,000 pound rating, but rivals such as the BMW X5 can an extra 600 pounds, or more. The EPA hasn't distributed its discoveries for the GV80's overhauled powertrains however. Already, with less horses, the EPA estimated 4-cylinder GV80 models conveyed 20 mpg within the city and 24 mpg on the interstate. Going with the V6 diminished those to 18 mpg and 23 mpg individually. We haven't had the chance to put the upgraded GV80 through our 75 mph throughway fuel economy test, but the past GV80 with the Turbo 4 over-delivered by a touch, returning 25 mpg interstate. Photographs don't do equity to how wealthy and rich the GV80's insides is. Indeed, the lower trims are wrapped up with classy touches like burled wood trim, metal highlights, and coordinates encompassing lighting. The wide-spanning show set into the Sprint keeps things upscale but uncluttered. The front seats are comfortable, steady, and accessible with a massage work that feels authentically unwinding. A standard 3 across seat situate within the moment push permits for up to 5 travelers. A third push of seats as an discretionary highlight, but space back there's constrained and ought to be considered a put exclusively for kids. We fit 13 carry-on bags behind the second row and the GV80 gulp to add up to of 28 with the moment push collapsed level. A thin 27.0-inch show extends over the GV80's custom-made dashboard. For raised travelers, Beginning 2 offers a 14.6-inch rear seat show. Each GV80 moreover comes with remote charging, a Wi-Fi hotspot that can acknowledge 5 gadgets, Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, and 3 a long time of complimentary beginning associated administrations.